Dimitri Papanikolaou is this year's recipient of the Lieutenant Governor's Award in Distinguished Achievement.
I was born in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I obtained my first degree in civil mining engineering. In 1976, I obtained my master's degree in soil and rock mechanics engineering from Imperial College of Science and Technology, University of London, England. The Congo was well known for its mining industry. That's why I selected to go into mining. Unfortunately, things changed with time with the political situation and we had to move out. When I immigrated to Canada, I went and met a professor in university that I was looking for a job, and I went to see if he could provide me with some information. And he gave me two companies to approach. One was a mining company in Hinton, and the other one was Thurber Engineering. And I went to see Thurber, and I finished my interview, although I had no job offer. Before I reached where I was staying, I received a phone call to go and meet them again. The manager at that time at Thurber's was Dr. P.K. Chatterjee, and he offered me the job. He mentored me on the project management side and the management of the consulting practice. He was really a great mentor for me. And late Murray Harris, we provided me great mentorship for the technical aspects of geotechnical engineering. My colleague, good friend, and business partner, Robin Tweedy, he was my sounding board on some of the management issues, and he was working with me on technical projects. Time flew very quickly, like 36 years have gone by, and it's like it was yesterday. The people were fantastic, so I had no interest in looking somewhere else.
He's been involved in many, many different projects, which I would say would be in the thousands, from residential to commercial, industrial, institutional. He gets involved in new projects and gets involved in refurbishments of existing structures. You need to be innovative, which he is, and then come up with a solution that is workable economically, but also safe to complete.
He carried the project very effectively, completed the projects on time and in budget, and reduced my stress.
I'll call Dimitri sometimes when we have a problem on a project. I call him Drano as a nickname, just because he gets rid of clogs.
There are many projects that I'm proud of. I was involved with the Corona Station and the LRT construction towards the North Saskatchewan River, the North Leg. I was involved with the Grant MacEwan University site, the environmental cleanup. Most of the buildings are presently on the site. Last but not least, in Edmonton, I will say the Upcourt Tower, as a geotechnical, was in charge of the foundation plus the excavation just beside the CN Tower. One of the tallest buildings in Edmonton, and you just go adjacent to it and excavate down 20 meters. You need to have an understanding of the soil conditions, the design you're putting, the support of the wall, and that is there throughout the construction for the safety of the people working there. We have to make sure that what we provide at the beginning is sound, so the other remaining practices of the profession can take it over from us. I got involved with several landslide stabilization throughout Alberta, quite a few industrial sites in northern Alberta associated with the petrochemical industry.
Dimitri, he's got a great way with clients. He was able to take charge of those projects.
Yeah, usually there's somebody that's at the front taking ownership of an assignment, and Dimitri's been either in that role or a review role for many of those assignments. Slope stability specifically. Stands behind his work. Technically, very impressive.
He was an excellent project engineer. His ability to mentor the younger generation in the consulting industry would be one of the noteworthy things that Dimitri contributed to engineering.
He's extremely helpful. If you have any questions, anything that you're not sure, you can always talk to him, and he will always give you input. He's extremely good as a mentor.
You hear him before you see him.
He walks around the offices, good morning, my friend, come in, my friend.
I know many times when I've taken a phone call where a client is looking for, well, you know, it's that Greek gentleman.
I like to call him a European gentleman. Europeans have a certain flair.
He just exudes confidence and that confidence is built up around the people that he's around.
He has integrity. We've done a lot of land development work together. Sometimes there's land developers that perhaps want to delay payment. If we need to look after each other by holding back a deliverable, we'll do that. He doesn't have to do that, but it says a lot about the man.
That is part of business. And I have an opinion that if you provide a service, you invested your time in doing something, you deserve to be paid. From the moment that as a sub-consultant I work with a prime, it's one family. So I'll support them, defend them, no question, no hesitation. Thurber Engineering is an engineering consulting company specializing in geotechnical engineering, geoenvironmental sciences, and materials construction engineering.
Over 30 years, he's been instrumental in a lot of the new ventures that we have got into.
He's unquestionably a visionary leader. He could foresee what future business was going to come in our field of activity.
We went from purely a geotechnical company, then we got into environmental engineering, materials engineering, deep well instrumentation, new offices, Fort McMurray, materials testing, and Dimitri was instrumental in that.
He's been able to adjust or adapt the company to suit the situation.
Dimitri wanted to have geotechnical, materials, concrete, asphalt, and environmental, so that you weren't dependent on two of the three, and it proved out to be very successful for the Edmonton office as well as for the company.
Many of us are good at our technical work, but Dimitri was not only good at technical work, but his business acumen and his management ability sets him apart.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
In the early 90s, we had a recession similar to what we're experiencing now. Dimitri had the unpleasant task of laying off quite a few people. Dimitri said, if I go any below this, it's actually going to hurt the Edmonton operation. So Dimitri was able to defend the core staff, and then in 1996, when things started to rebound, was basically the building block to where we're at now.
Either good or bad times, we did maintain high standard of quality work that we provided to our clients. And that paid out because we got the reputation, and we had clients that continued with us during the difficult times and supported us when the good times came up.
A person with a very big heart. It was very obvious that he was not only loyal to the firm, but more importantly, he was loyal to all of the colleagues and employees of the firm.
It's 36 years, I've learned that he's, just like he says, he's straightforward, and what he's telling you is the truth. And he actually, as a manager, used to say, I'm looking out for you guys, and he would say, yeah, but he really was, because in the long run, he was looking out for you.
He was instrumental in the early days of CEA, and particularly he wanted to make sure that the sub-consultants enjoyed the same standard that the prime consultants got.
When QBS started to be implemented, it was generally more triggered towards the prime consultants. I realized that we were somehow left on the side, and I was quite vocal that we have to be recognized because a lot of the projects cannot be completed unless they have the specialist sub-consultant to help them, and it's a normal procedure now. Now that I have more time available, I'm blessed that I can devote myself to helping my community. And I do that through the Rotary organization for the last 23 years. And I try to help them wherever I can, yes. Canada and Thurber Engineering, in a way, provided me a platform where all my endeavors could be succeeded equally, without any discrimination. My family and I are very grateful that the Canadians accepted us here as one of them.
Dimitri, on behalf of the Consulting Engineers of Alberta, congratulations on this well-deserved award.